Welcome to the fourth week of 2024. So it's a time when the year is gracefully unfolding and the cosmic energies are guiding us towards deeper insights. I trust this message finds you in a space of contemplation and readiness for the magic that January the 22nd through to the 28th holds for us. So as we embrace on the energy of this week, it's a call to go within, to reflect, to pause, and to acknowledge the growth that is silently unfolded in our lives. So whether you're finding stillness in your thoughts, walking the quiet paths of winter, know that the universe is aligning to provide moments of profound understanding for you. This week, the cosmic tapestry invites us, encourages us to dive into introspection, to explore the depths of our thoughts, to find the wisdom that lies beneath the surface. It's a time to connect with the quiet whispers of our soul and align our actions with our truest intentions. I'm truly grateful to have you here, companions on this cosmic journey. Together, let's explore the energies of the week, unveil the cosmic insights, and find the peace that comes from embracing the natural ebb and flow of life. Now, stay tuned as we navigate the cosmic currents from January the 22nd to the 28th. I'm excited to share my insights with you, offer you guidance, and be a part of your journey as we tap into the transformative energies of this reflective week. I wish you a serenity and a week filled with profound self-discovery. So let's turn to the tarot cards, look at your personal highlights of the week through your sun, your moon, and your rising signs. And if you're not aware of what your moon or rising sign are, you can just simply go to my website. The information is below and it's absolutely free. Okay, let's embrace the cosmic wisdom together. I'll meet you over there. Welcome, Libra. This is your weekly focus, January the 22nd through to the 28th, 2024. I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you. Thank you so much for being here. I truly do appreciate it. I'm trying to get a little game going. If you want to play, that'd be great. If you like the reading, if you didn't like the reading, hopefully there's not too many of those, or, your takeaway from the reading, maybe even, and just leave, just leave an emoji. Or maybe a chain of emojis, and we got to figure out what you're saying. Make it into a riddle for us. But it'd be a way of connecting as the community that we are. Maybe finding some laughter and joy in the process. Nothing wrong with that. So hopefully you'll play along. Anyways, let's get back to you. Our underlying energy. Libra, we have the Justice card. You are looking at what has value in your life, what does not have value in your life. You are willing to cut away what no longer works, what no longer belongs, what no longer has a positive energy or growth potential for you. This is about making some decisions, some big decisions about where you're going forward. Maybe it's career, maybe it's in your home, maybe it's in a relationship, maybe it's self. You're looking to make a commitment to yourself on something. Well, we'll find out what that something is, but this is throughout the entire week for you. And in order to make that, first of all, you want to balance. You don't want to drag in things into your future that no longer belong. And I think it's almost like you're at a turning point here, and you know that things are changing in your world, things are evolving in your environment, and so certain things don't match up anymore. Maybe it's a group of people that you always hung around with, but they always lead you astray, and then you don't get anything done, or you're in trouble, or whatever it may be, or and they're fun. You have a hoot with them, but you know that in order to have this path forward, you can't be hooking up with the shenanigans that they play with each other and have so much fun doing. Or there's things that it's going to be emotionally hard to tear yourself away from. Maybe you're getting a promotion. You're not working side by side with the people that you have come to love and consider family, work family. But this is making a commitment to yourself, an obligation. This is, and also giving it the focus and the attention that it needs in order to thrive, in order for it to truly be the success that you stepped out to try and make it be. Okay, first card. First card is the Five of Swords. Okay, this is where pride can get in the way. Okay, here we are, and we are standing in our truth, our morals, our values, what our beliefs. Now, there's certain people that are approaching us that are saying, follow my way, or this is the way it is, or this is what you should. Maybe it's something that, something you had control over. They're asking you to give up the control, or maybe they're asking you to surrender to it because it's the most practical approach, and you don't feel it is the practical approach. But what happens here sometimes is, even though we don't think it's a practical approach, at this time we've made so much noise that we don't want to back down. Our ego, our pride gets in the way, and we could be potentially burning some bridges if we don't really stand in our truth and say, you know what, I've given it some thought. You're right. I don't know why I've been fighting this, because I know that is the best way forward. And so it's kind of like that energy. But when you find that you're standing in your truth, there could be a whole new group of people waiting to come in to fill that void. I think it's groups. It could be individual people. It could be, but I'm seeing more of a group atmosphere. Like, you don't get along with three of them, so you're just not going anymore because those three people try, and I don't know what they do, but it's enough to drive you bonkers, and you don't have a good time because of it. This is a card that we have to stand in our truth, but sometimes, even when we know that we're wrong deep down inside, we still fight it. And that's where we can burn the bridges. But there's also some wonderful people that come in through this energy because they stand there like-minded with you. They really see your vision of what you are trying to do or say or be or become, create, invent. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. You know the storm is past. You know you're on to better and better and better. You sit here with a confidence. You start to make the plan on how to bring in the abundance in your life, but you don't worry about where you are right now. You know that the abundance, you're attracting the abundance. The abundance is coming your way. Things are blooming here. Things are growing. There's an energy, there's a momentum or something surrounding you with this kind of energy. The Four of Pentacles, but yet we hang on to that, don't we? We just don't want to let it go, and we know it does nothing for us. It actually maybe even hinders us in our path, but we refuse to let it go. We hold on so tightly that we can't grow, that we can't stretch, that we can't walk a path. This could be responsibilities and obligations, and you feel that you have to be there to do it because otherwise the entire universe is going to shatter. And that's usually not the case. There's usually somebody else who can swoop in and take over that responsibility or obligation so that you can free yourself up for the things that you want to invest your time, your energy, your resources into. Sometimes when we let go of things, we feel like we are saying that we're incompetent, like we couldn't handle it all. Of course you can handle it all, but why would you? Why would you put yourself through the ringer like that when you don't need to? So once again, it goes back to standing in your truth, making that promise, that commitment to yourself of you being first, of you pushing yourself forward in your endeavors, in your dreams, in your desires, in your hopes. Okay, let's go to work and career here. Queen of Wands. There's an enthusiasm in you for work and career. So maybe you're getting a raise, maybe you just got a raise, maybe you are wearing a new hat, maybe you are in a team atmosphere that you were hoping to be chosen for it, and so you're working collectively with others to grow an idea, a concept. Now, the Queen of Wands, she's one that takes in the information. She asks the questions, but she doesn't have this, you know, carved in stone kind of attitude about going forward. She knows enough that she knows she's right in what she's doing and where she wants to step and where she wants to grow. And she finds out a lot of information prior to stepping forward at all. But once she steps forward, she never has to look behind and say, did I make the right choice? So once again, I get in that sense of confidence into who you are and where you're going. And it's like you are making sure that every step is sound right now. And that's exactly what you want to be doing. So if you are trying to rush things, if you're trying to push things, it's not going to work as well. Back it up a little bit and just tackle it one day at a time, one little tiny nugget at a time, one tiny little step at a time in order to go to where you're going. And then that will keep the enthusiasm alive. That will help burnout from setting in. That will build an enthusiasm where you actually get support from other people, or support in a way that you needed in order to push forward to the next level and the next level and to the successes in your life. If you're looking for work, I would give it a little bit of thought about where I'm going to work. And a large part of my life was hiring. And I had one person in all the interviews I've done. I've done many. One person said, when I said, why do you want to work for us? Was one of my questions I always asked. And they gave me, like, they went online and Googled us and found out our core values, what we stood for, where we were, we were in a very green. We were green before it was cool to be green. So that was one of the things that they liked about the company, and therefore wanted to be a part of that growth, of that experience, of that mindset. So I would do a little bit, and even if you are working, maybe you're going, well, wait a minute here. I never even thought about that. And maybe you're going to go and start looking for something that is more in line with who you are. More in line with who you are. It's really about standing in your values, your beliefs, your morals of how you want to move forward, your dreams, really is a very strong reading this week for that. Okay, love, relationships. Let's see what we got. The Chariot. The Chariot says, pull it back a little bit here. Let's think things through. Where are we going in this relationship? And maybe you're at the point where you say, well, we did it all. We got married. We had kids. What is there to look? There's always a fork in the road. Even when we get into our ruts or we get into the mundane and we don't seem to pop out of it, The Chariot is here to say, just stop for a second. Put on the brakes and just think about where you want this relationship to go. And what path would be the best path going forward? So it's almost like I see little, those little rock statues. What are they called? Oh my gosh. Anyways, what they truly are is markers, okay? Where the arms pointed, it was the direction you needed to walk to stay on the path, in case anybody's wondering about what that actually is. It's almost like you're putting these in place as you're going. You want to make sure that you're going in the right way. You're not rushing the relationship, but you're not pulling back so much that they wonder if they're in a relationship with you. And this could be platonic, this could be romantic. but it's almost like you are looking at the next 5 years of this relationship and where it will lead or where it won't lead. It could be a very dear friend of yours, and you say, hey, you know what we should start doing? We should maybe like go overnight and stay somewhere and see how that works, and maybe then go on a weekend adventure, and then maybe we could travel a little bit, or you, start to grow the relationship so you have new interests, new things. You get along with the person, you like spending time with them. Why not go on a trip together? Something like that. It could be. It could be that you're looking at how you are changing, how you are transforming, how you are viewing yourself in the relationship, and how you can both evolve together in the relationship. I guess that would be a way of saying it as well. If you are on the dating scene, don't be too quick to rush into any kind of commitment or relationship based on a couple of dates. I would just be in the moment and understanding where I wanted to be. It's really hard when you first meet somebody to be able to project where you'll be in 5 years or 3 years or even a month from that point, because we are a little bit in the sparks and the fireworks and the romance kind of it, and we don't see the long term. We don't take off enough of our masks so that the other person starts to get to know us on whether they truly want to be with us or not. It's watching for those red flags. This is slow and cautious, and you're taking it one day at a time. You're not hurrying. You want a little bit more clarity and understanding before you maybe take that next step into the relationship. That could definitely be a part of it. But yeah, there's clarity or understanding that needs to come into play here. Our spirituality, the Six of Cups. Where has somebody told you you shouldn't, you couldn't, you mustn't, you can't? Because really they're holding you back. Because that was their opinion. That wasn't true. Chances are it wasn't true. This is like, I love to tell this story about my daughter. I used to be the mom that hung everything on the fridge. And just, I do dances of just, how remarkable they were. And my daughter brought home a picture she drew in grade 1 or grade 2 or anything. And I said it was beautiful. I hung it on the fridge. Grandma and grandpa came over. Well, let me show you what I put on the fridge that she made at school. And, she just grinning ear to ear, and everybody told her how beautiful it was and what an artist she was. And then she was helping me clean out the attic many years later, and she came across this picture because, of course, once I took it off the fridge, I still couldn't throw it in the garbage because it was what my kids made. So they go in a box and then into the attic, and we were cleaning out the attic of a lot of those boxes, and she came across this picture, and she says, "I remember bringing this home. And what a fuss you made over it and how beautiful it was. And you showed everybody. You hung it on the fridge." I said, "Yeah." She says, "It's butt ugly." She says, "This is the worst thing I've ever made in my entire life." And I went, "Yeah, it's kind of pretty rough. I'll give you that." And she said, "Why would you tell me that?" And I said, "Well, would you be the art? Like she's got her own paint studio and she writes and she's got a published book in poetry now. What if I would have told her that picture was ugly? What would I have done to her creativity? I wanted her creativity to grow, and because she had this belief in herself, it automatically did grow. So don't and that's the other side of the scale. I told her it was beautiful, even though it was something nobody really should have ever laid eyes on. But where have people stopped you? I mean, go on a little bit of a journey in your life and see where there might have been somebody saying something to you. You're in and work through that and understand that you might have been a 5-year-old or a 7-year-old or a 10-year-old when they said that to you, and you had a smaller perception of the world and people and situations, that you wanted to be loved, you wanted to be included, and therefore you listened to them. You carved it into stone and you did what they said. But it wasn't who you were, and in some ways that's blocked you from actually experiencing the that incredible you, that potential that you have. And not even realizing that that potential lays within. Okay. Home and family, health and well-being. Look at this. We got the Nine of Pentacles. You're not the only ones to get the Nine of Pentacles in this spot. And this is about raising the bar on yourself. You're starting to say, okay, I've accomplished this. I want to now accomplish this. I want to change this. I want to grow that. So when it comes to home and family, you might have outgrown your space. Maybe you want an open concept. Maybe you want one with more rooms. Maybe you want one with less rooms. Maybe you've always wanted a greenhouse. Maybe you've always wanted whatever it might be. There's change. There's change here with the home and family because you've kind of hit this plateau. It's kind of like, okay, here we are, but now we need to grow. And how are we going to grow in our home, in our family? It could be you're redecorating in some way. It needs a whole new facelift. It's outdated. You want to refresh it, give it that new sexy look, right? Or maybe it's you want to give yourself that good old sexy look, and you've reached a certain point where now you've got to take that step in a new direction. If you want this result, then you've got to incorporate some new habits, behaviors. But I think it's not even habits and behaviors. It's about stopping some things so that you can infuse yourself with new ways of doing, new perceptions, new understandings, new knowledge can come in to move you forward in the way that you want. Okay, let's go to our Circle of Doors Tarot. Did you leave that emoji? Okay, here we go. We've got the Eight of Cups. Moving on. Moving on. Okay. Eight of Cups. Seven and 8. Scraped and crawled, turned inside out for you. Fickle little mirrors tarnished by the fog. I dig my true name up from the rust and mud. My flooded plains wash free of your grasp, back home to my secret valley of the Golden River. The rolling tides and seasons of love piles burdens of misunderstanding and neglect into our heart, making a mess of our relating. Harmony comes from minding the stars and the moon, reaping and sowing the old rhythms whispered by the wind and stone. Take up the hanging threads and unfinished business of your relationships and resolve them all to the best of your ability. Release yourself from all unhealthy attachments and face the open road to your own unique destiny with clear eyes and open hands. Ask yourself, how much of your worth have you stored in your fickle mind of others? How much of your holy time have you sacrificed in service of the fleeting moments of the crowds? What must you release in order to reclaim your truth? Your affirmations this week are: I don't forget the past, but I don't let it weigh me down. I know where I stand with people in my life. I serve others best when I honor myself first. I never compromise my deepest values. And we will get a Power Thought card by Louise Hay. Oh, 2. I accept my uniqueness. There is no competition and no comparison, for we are all different and meant to be that way. I am special. I am wonderful. I love myself. The other card was life is simple and easy. All that I need to know at any given moment is revealed to me. I trust myself. I trust my life, and all is well. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.